Hey folks, welcome to another installment of NaNoWriMovember 2012. As usual, let's get started with the mustache portion of your entertainment. And to be honest, I feel like there's not going to be a whole lot to report on the mustache front that isn't just simply demonstrated visually. I can report that I am essentially using the electric buzzer daily to get the rest of the face. Because I'm taking a photo for the site every day, and the manual shaver is too much work and can still cause a lot of collateral damage down there. So using an electric buzzer, it works relatively well as long as I'm diligent about doing it. I think I missed a few strands down there today. But you can see now 10 days in that there is a distinct visual impression of a mustache on my upper lip, which is an excellent progress. You can see where it's going, basically. And I'm not sure I like where it's going. I have a feeling that unless I get a lot more donations this month as an incentive to do it again, I'll probably just stick to No Shave November next year. Because $10, I love you, person who donated $10, but I don't really want to ruin my... It's not ruin's a harsh word. I don't want to deface my face, so to speak, for a month every year for like $10. That's not a valid incentive. But for now, I am going to stay the course with this, as odd as it looks. Let me maybe get a closer look for you. Overall, it doesn't look as bad as it could. I mean, it's not like pencil-thin creeper stash, but it's not exactly amazing barbell mustache material. I'm not like a Colonel Armstrong here. And I think overall, I do look better with more facial hair kind of defining my features. I'm not the most chiseled, hard-jawed man in the world. But I'm sticking with it. I'm going to stay the course. I'm a third of the way through. I can totally do this. If I've stuck with the icky portion of barely having facial hair, which I understand is probably the most difficult portion for a lot of people, then I think I can make the remaining 20 days with kind of weird mustache. Unfortunately, it probably won't grow out enough for me to really like style it, get a curly mustache or anything. But it'll be neat. It'll be a thing. I'll be glad to see the final result, kind of the result of my trials and tribulations. And then I look forward to shaving it off immediately. But anyway, let's move on to the nano portion. The nano stuff is actually going pretty darn well. I'm not really ahead at all in my words. I've got like 15,578 or something. I forget the exact number, but which is like 100 or 2 more than what is predicted or advised going at 1,667 a day. But I am on track. I am writing basically every day, although much of that writing is late at night bleeding into the next day based on the calendar. And I think I said in the last video that I'd probably have to base it on my sleep schedule and less on the rigid, exact midnight barrier. And then I'll have to just be responsible on that last day and get it done before midnight so I can verify it. Or go crazy on the train ride home and write hella words and then get done like a day early, since I will be going home for Thanksgiving. But overall, yeah, 15,000 something words, which is, oh goodness, I am a third of the way through the book, a little more, assuming that it gets done in 50,000 words. And I am only now introducing kind of the instigator for the plot. I think I explained that having set up the characters and the relationship and what they do on a daily basis, introducing this kind of catalyst who asks them to steal a certain something, and that certain something will lead to a spiral of events of older brother getting captured in the dungeons and little brother having to act on his own. But I found that I had a lot more like little avenues and relationship buildings, and like, I don't want to call it world building, but little adventures that the people would have on a daily basis that are more mundane, that I think help to flesh out the characters a bit more. And on a pacing front, I'm not sure that flies in a 50,000 word novel, where it's a third of the book. But I don't really want to like cut any of these events. I'm sure I can shave words off of them later, but the events are important. You've got the brothers farming. You've got the little brother standing watch at night. You got the little brother's favorite cow disappearing for reasons that will be revealed. He thinks it's stolen. It's not. And then a little brother getting lost in the marketplace and staying the night with a charitable stranger. None of those events I really want to cut out because I think they are good ways to kind of establish and develop their relationship with both each other, the brothers, and kind of their state of life. Oh, and then they go and steal some bottles of wine. That's another little adventure that they go on, which is... I never planned any of that. I thought I was going to just have them pull off one little heist job or whatever, and work on the farm a little bit, and then a mysterious stranger would show up at the farm and instigate the plot, and that would be like, I don't know, day 4 of writing. And here it is, day 10, and the instigator is like finally here. And pacing-wise, I don't know if that works. That's a question for a test audience and for an editor. But I do like... I as of right now, I like the subjects upon which I have written. The words are like... I find myself kind of falling into predictable word patterns. Like, I don't know how many times I've said that the pair walked along the road or something along those lines. And I have this tendency to have this specifically note that a person turns to another person to talk to them. And that's probably not necessary most of the time. But it's just a visual brain that it doesn't feel right if I don't know who's talking to whom, in what direction, how. It's just putting the image in my head onto text. Things like that kind of bleed through, and they're probably not necessary. Kind of as inspiration for writing the novel, I've been reading some relatively easy young adult fiction, notably this, which I borrowed from a dorm mate, and actually really enjoying it a lot. I'm almost done with it. I got like 100 pages left, and we're probably going to watch the movie once I'm done with it, maybe next weekend. That'd be nice. Actually pretty darn good. I'm not bugged at all anymore by the fact that it's told in present tense, which I was really worried was going to bug me a lot. But yeah, it's fun. I think I am drawing some of the perspective of the protagonist things from this. This is first person, and a lot of times she will, the main character will dip into her memories or her perceptions of something. And even though my novel is in third person, I'm kind of dipping into that same thing. I'm forgetting the technical term for that. It's like third person subjective or something. I remember third person omniscient as the exact opposite, but I don't remember the technical term, and I'm sure one of you does. But I found, more and more as I write, I will delve into the psyche of my main character. Actually, there's this thing in the super pretentious word for what I'm doing that I think is introduced for like Jane Austen, as much as I hate to praise her, is like free indirect discourse, where it's a third person narrator who will occasionally channel the thoughts of the protagonist without any sort of thought bubbles or speech bubbles, to use comic book terms. But like the narrator just kind of takes on the personality or the psyche of the protagonist for a brief period of time. And I would do that. I would go into kind of paragraphs of questions that Jay is asking himself. And it's I think it's a good way to enhance him as a character. It maybe I'm doing it so much that I should just write it in first person, but a little late for that, and I don't know, that might be a little too autobiographical, although that is always a thing. So yeah, I'm enjoying writing. I'm still enjoying writing. Unfortunately, it does distract from other writing, like an essay I'm supposed to be doing. But overall, I have not gotten disillusioned yet, and one of my dorm mates has gotten disillusioned with hers and just restarted the story, as in not even doing the same story, but she still wrote like 9,000 words on the old one, so that's a little weird. When I have successfully passed the word count of another one of my dorm mates who already had like a 5,000 word lead on me before the month started, so that's encouraging. I'm glad that I can hold that over her. It's fun. And then this is completely unrelated to like anything in this video, but you should really go see Wreck-It Ralph. Even if you don't get all the old arcade video game references, which most of you probably will, you really should go see it. I didn't get to see Paranorman, but between it and Brave, I much prefer Wreck-It Ralph. And it's a lot of fun. It's good. Also, the short before it is also really good. But that takes care of the Day 10 NaNoWriMo status update, and I'll see you next weekend for Day 17 NaNoWriMo update, where hopefully I will have explored the big part of the plot stuff, and my mustache will be much more glorious. Slightly, hopefully, maybe. See ya.